Hello, teacher. My name is Liu Qinyu. As a leading enterprise of Chinese hotpot, Haidilao has always firmly occupied the pink of the market with outstanding customer service. The production philosophy of the enterprise is that Haidilao always adheres to the principle of population-free one-time metro selection and bottom metro, and strongly counters the ring metros and ingredients. The second is overview of the quiz and its impact. On the morning of August 25, the opening news responded to the Legal Evening News published an article entitled "Report the Secret Related to Haidilao for 4 months. First clap into the food cabinet, chief dish, leaky spoon, and dream." In the article, the reporter went out cover to Beijing Haidilao store and the Taiyang store, and found that the phenomena appeared in the kitchens of both stores. Among them, a mouse was found in the back kitchen of the Jinsong store to collapse into the food cabinet, and the staff cleaned the broom dustpan that the chafing dish spoon was used to dig out the sandwich waste. The event was quickly fermented on the new media platform, and the customer market was in an uproar. China's stock-making Haidilao stock plummeted. The score of the restaurant plummeted at the same time, and 20 of the members reformed. Thirdly, at 5 o'clock on August 25, Haidilao released a processing notice on its official website. The contents include a closure and reputation of the incident stores, the opening of safety and health inspection in all stores, the assessment of the employees involved in the accident, and the board of directors takes the initiative to take responsibility. In the new media era, because of repeat spread of the internet, crises are often incidents can be called repeat, and the efficacy is also very remarkable. It is in line with the fifth principle of correct public relations and quickly maintains the relationship of customers. The first thing Haidilao does in crisis management is to actively guard public opinion, shape the forecast, counter customers' emotions and spread insults, and prevent the further development of the incident, complete the effective social interaction of the marketing relationship in the definition, and promoted the sequential reconciliation in this event. Haidilao made another news with the public's nation-wide pride and good reputation, diverted the public's attention, promoted the topic of the few successfully crisis public relation case of Chinese local enterprises, made it hot topical quickly, shared equally with the topic of more store, and promoted the further formation of the event. At the same time, the topic of controllable information dissemination should be made clear. The public transparency of Haidilao is shocking. In the new media era, in addition to the rapid diffusion of negative information, another obvious feature is that the topical points will release automatic explanation, which is specially reflected in the crisis of the enterprise. In the process of crisis information transmissions, all the information related to the crisis will be labeled with the label of soft news and deeply excavated, constantly provoking public sentiment, making it the difficult of enterprise to get rid of the shorten of the crisis. Haidilao obviously understands of the public opinion environment in the internet era. In a second notice, it clearly points out that it is a fault of the management, which not only gives the public a sense of sincerity, but also prevents the media from excavating topics such as Haidilao's employee harassment, training problems, and the sense of responsibility of the management of Chinese nation enterprises, which improves the controllability of the topic to a certain extent. This has won the public's love and trust. In the definition, at the same time, it is the definition of crisis management has two sides, and is also in line with the code of ethics. However, for such an enterprise with service as its main project, Its crisis preparation is obviously very poor. It has not made enough preparation for its most basic health crisis as a creating enterprise. Its crisis management measures are mainly made after outbreak of the crisis, but it has not been able to recognize the instance of the crisis in the time during the incubation period of the crisis, indicating that Haidilao has not had a good job in the crisis early warner system and crisis management framework. My suggestion is, when carrying out crisis management, enterprises should first establish to crisis concept and create a crisis atmosphere, so that its enterprise operates and all employees are full of a sense of crisis in the face labor market competition and understand that enterprises have crises and products have crises. And regularly check the crisis to ensure that the crisis has been formed and responsibly controlled in the inclusion period. The last summary. The definition of crisis management lies in maintenance and development, which I think that is custom of crisis management. In the Haidilao incident, we can see the casting and establishment of public relations emergency response measures. The maintenance focuses on the brand image, which shows the crisis management is actually forging the sense of trust between an organization and the people. It can even be said that shaping the organizational image is one of the core functions of crisis management. The public's tendency to mention peace and the risk of the being mentioned in this incident, whether mentions management of daily management. The theme mostly lies in the shaping of the image of public organizations. My understanding is that the crisis management can be understood as a kind of social intervention between an organization and the public of the purpose of making relationship between the two sides. Reaching reconciliation between the two sides through public relations means and the represent of the form of public opinion. The main purpose is to maintain two interest relationship between the organization and the public. It is more like a normal and the necessary means of communication. The means is to guide the public's inner feeling and guide and control their thinking. Contact information guidance to the public in the with profanation so as achieve the stability and possibility of communication between the two sides.